Hello, dear people, and I need to do something with the lighting. I'm sorry, it's shitty. Same shit, different day. Something wrong with the lighting. That does anything. Well, no matter. We have four people watching actually today, which is quite exceptional. That I have, you know, four people right off the bat watching, but that is okay. Same. Peter says, same shit. Uh, depth varies. Ooh, where's the chat? Oh, there. I was fiddling with these settings yesterday. Not yesterday, the other day. Like so. I need to take the lights down a bit. Okay. There we go. Is the sound okay? At least to a decent level. Uh, how we have Peter Bowie Jens, and someone else. The sound is okay. Well, as you can see, some. I've done some revamping here. Um, because I wanted to, because I could, and I need to just. I just put long sleeves on. I don't want, you know, this hoodie on. I don't want to get banned for indecent exposure. Anyway, I have a beer today. Um, it's called Spear. From Love Gill Brewing Co. It's uh Irish whiskey barrel aged imperial oatmeal stout, aged in barrels from Bowen Distillery. So it's an imperial oatmeal stout, 13% ABV. I'm not going to open it just yet because it's a bit too cold for consummation, because to be consumed, because it's typically, I'd say, beer like this is usually consumed at around, I would say, 12 to 16 degrees C, and I just took this out from the fridge, so this is far too to be consumed as is, and it's aged in whiskies from Bowen Distillery, in Irish whiskey, um, and it's barrel aged Loftgill Barrel Aged Series 2023 Batch 1. They have batches 1, 2, 3, and etc. for these. Okay, so I put this video under um, Random Friday, even though it may not be, strictly speaking, be Random Friday for the actual topic because it's more like the true crime department. But um, regardless, I well so far the first episode about the case of Jennifer Fairgate, um, or Fairgate or Fergate, depending on source. But uh, I put that one, and then the after show, which was unfortunately cut by by um, um, by a power outage. Uh, it was there was some there was a few. Well, they when they renovated this building, some idiot didn't install or installed faulty wiring the wrong way around, and now a year later, um, it just it burned. Some a fuse blew, and some wires were actually sizzling. So let's have here. Hmm. Overlay. Okay. So I just didn't bother making continuing to another, starting a second piece of the after show. So I left it as is, and eventually I made it unlisted because reasons. So because there was no sense in having a video up that just uh you know cuts abruptly around, I think it was around 20 minutes at the 20-minute mark. So let's see what the beer is like. Boy, boy. It's good. And it's pure black. I mean, often these imperial stouts are very dark, uh really deep dark brown, but this is just black. And often these imperial stouts have a very thin head of the foam, but this is very tall and thick. Mm, let's see. Mm, 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 really good. Is that there's this perhaps roasted malt that is sweet. There's bitterness, coffee like bitterness in it, and even though it's 13.5, no, sorry, 13% ABV, the alcohol doesn't kick through really the taste of alcohol. Whereas, for example, the triple, triple ales, and especially quadruple ales, it the even though it's only 10%, it tends to have this, well, the taste of alcohol has a tendency of pushing through, but this does not. It's really coffee-ish, coffee-ish, and it clearly has, and there's this slight hint from it's been clearly tinted from the by the whiskey barrel it's been aged in. Okay, so now let's there. This is these are the videos, the recorded episodes. Now, the Jennifer Fairgate video has performed decently well. And I just haven't had the energy to do anything, to do much about the Mental Monday things. But yes, the Jennifer Fairgate video has performed decently well. So because um, as I said previously, I think it was in the Jennifer Fairgate video. As I said, in that if the video performs well enough, it was a sort of um a test testing on test on whether or not this could actually this could actually work. And now that there's 540 odd, well, 538 views, I consider that a success. You know, for a video on my channel, it's it's good. It's good enough. It's good enough to justify um, actually making another one. So, how, now that I know it's um, hang on. Hmm. So, as I was saying, I consider this true crime to be a success for my channel. Well, successful enough to warrant another episode. It's another case from Norway. It's s well, the Jennifer Fairgate case was from I think it was 1995. Yes, 1995. From when it happened in the summer of 1995, the case of Jennifer Fairgate. But this case actually happened in the 70s, and it's another mysterious case. It's still unsolved, unfortunately, unsolved. But who knows? It's been so long. I think it's been so long that it may or may not be solved. Uh, it's possible. It's possible, but it often in these types of cases, it often requires a um, a, um, a change in legislation, because in many because the well the crime invest when you're investigating crimes, criminals come up with new ways of um, doing their job, whatever line of work that may be. So who knows? But also when technology um, develops further and further, there may the legislation regarding the use of these new technologies may not keep up, because there may not be, when they develop a new method of, like DNA, when DNA came out, and there are still certain aspects that are or regarding DNA, and making, how to use it. There, in for example, in Finland, there are certain bottlenecks in the, well, legislation can be a bottleneck, because when we get something new, we may not be able to use it, because, at least to the full extent, um, because the laws haven't yet been changed in order to harness the full potential. For a good example of this is the use of, DNA when the crime scene text um, extract DNA from the crime scene. All right, they can, in many countries they can, for example, in Finland, they cannot they can only use it, the DNA, to make to reference it to their own system. They cannot yet use, compare the DNA to these um, family tree DNA and 23andMe, these DNA family tree services, because a number of reasons. But it's the argument has been made, at least in the past, when these laws have been made, the current ones, is privacy, the protection of privacy, the protection of privacy of those who may or may not be, because then they would have, the companies would have to open their databases to the authorities, and that may be, that may be a bit kinky situation there. So there is hope that in the future, this case in particular, as well as the case of Jennifer Fairgate, may eventually be solved through DNA, because when the time comes, when the time is ready, um, to have these, for the police to get the opportunity to cross-reference with the DNA database of these private companies, they might find matches, familial matches, say siblings, half siblings, uh, mom, dad, uncles, aunt, uncle, aunts, cousins, second cousins, thrice removed. Um, well, not thrice removed, but yeah, cousins, second cousins, siblings, half siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins, etc. And then through that, you know, the cops or other authorities may be able to contact a potential match. Like, hey, they call, say, the Oslo police, get a match on Jennifer Fairgate, and they find say a cousin, and a cousin, an aunt, uncle, uh, and they send them an email or give them a call. Hey, this is detective this and that from Oslo police. Do you have or do you know do you know anyone who has gone missing? Uh, or do you know anyone? Do you have a relative who may have gone missing? Say in the summer of '95 or in '95, and then through that would be an avenue um, to solve the case of Jennifer Fairgate. One potential way of, um, for example, there was an interesting, um, interesting way, curious little thing when it comes to half siblings. Just a moment. Okay, I just logged in because that just reminded me. These private companies, they have these because DNA. There are certain people when um people have certain DNA when family members. There are certain familial relations. They can it can differentiate between maternal and paternal um, relations. So, for example, um, I made a DNA test with my mom, and there's also a sample from maternal grandma and maternal uncle, and because there's so and so many blocks of DNA and amount of shared DNA. For example, a grandmother. There's like you get your you get your DNA from two parents and four grandparents. So you get a quarter of you is from each grandparent. But the relationship range they for example gave me for my uh, maternal grandma was half sibling, aunt, uncle, aunt, niece, nephew, grandparent, grandchild, and for my mom it was parent or child because it cannot DNA cannot differentiate between who is who because they can't really um, the DNA test cannot tell you how old you are. So and for example, if you a half sibling of the same sex uh, will give you um, will give the relationship range the same as it would give to your uh, grandparent, because for example, half sibling, it can give half sibling, but of the opposites chromosomal, the of the opposite sex, it is not that accurate. Miisa, mitä sinä teet? Miisa, tulitko siihen? Joo. The dog is there eating her bone and went away. It's interesting. So that's how you can get DNA matches from. That's how they could get a match from, for example, Family Tree DNA or 23andMe or whatever the other services are called. There are plenty. There are plenty of fish in the ocean. I have already decided the next case I'll be delving into. However, I would like to take in suggestions. I would like to get suggestions from you regarding which cases you would like to see me cover on my channel, because there are plenty, and what I would like to have is uh mysteries, unsolved mysteries, like unsolved criminal mysteries, like the likes of Jennifer Fairgate, the Jennifer Fairgate kind of cases. And I've been thinking of getting some uh cases from Finland too, so who knows what we'll see. There are some interesting cases in Finland. So please, if you have suggestions regarding that, please leave a comment. And the best way to reach me regarding topic suggestions is email. And you'll find my email address in the description box below and the channel information page. It's hadescorner@gmail.com. And also leave me a like if you haven't done so already, and tickle the notification bell. And subscribe and tickle the notification bell to get notifications for future content. Now then, there was actually, I surprisingly or not, um, in the Warning in Paris after show, I suspected that this would probably happen, but there was a copyright ID claim on the video, but I disputed it, and they are now it's the dispute is now under review, although it will expire in 9 days, so we'll see how that goes. It may or may not go away. But yes, this case that I've decided to start working on has happened in the 70s in Norway. Also, a female decedent whose identity remains a mystery to this day. No one really knows who she is, and that's let me see. I haven't actually checked something in the map. Um, was is it? Am I correct in saying in saying that Nuremberg what is in the area that was uh West Germany, West German territory during the Cold War? Is that correct? Because I think it is. So because this is um I think it's what was um West Germany at the time, at before the reunification. Yes, Bavaria. Yes, that's what I thought. Just I just took look at the German map, and I had a because I had a rough idea on where the border went back in the day. Anyway, this is from the Cold War era. This case to this case where this dissident has been theorized to be of of German origin, like Jennifer Fairgate, but there is no uh, certainty. There is no certainty. Um, but hey, that's there is no certainty in any of these cases. Rarely, very rarely any certainty. But maybe it's it's always possible we get it's always possibility, I think. But that's how it goes. Okay, just a moment. Ooh, by the way, I just met first Finnish the Warning fan in person uh yesterday. Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. So today's Friday. Yeah, I think it was yesterday. Um, it was nice. It was weird talking about to talk to someone, you know, to another the Warning fan to another fan about the band in Finnish because I'm so used to talking about it to other fans because I'm used to discussing the band with other fans in English and hearing the discussion about the band in French too. So it's a bit weird trying to talk about the band in Finnish to someone. I'll talk. Of course, I talk about the band in Finnish with Katja, but that's a bit different because well, she likes the music, but it's not her passion like it's mine. So I think that depending on what kind of device you're watching, but I think this really hang on. Looking at this in on a 1080 screen because I'm streaming 1080p. and looking at it with on a 1080, because I have a 4K screen, which shows it as blurry AF, but then again, uh, watching it on a 1080p screen, it's fine because yeah, it looks my stream looks a lot better on a 1080p screen. Wonder why? I'll go and see if the dog is awake and I can show her to you. Huh? Oh, I was told she is not. Not blurry. Huh? Your, your, yeah. It's not blurry. Not blurry. Softens, right? Yeah. Let me awake. Yeah, it's probably because 4K versus 1080p. Yeah. All right. So there's a difference because on a four because on a 1080p screen it looks just fine, but on a 4K screen it's hazy. You know, if I go to the watching page, it's on a 4K screen. It's a bit hazy. That's but it looks just fine on a looks just jolly good, well and dandy on a 1080p screen. Oh, too bad. I've been, being pain, being in agony because I, for the longest of time, I've thought, really that my content has gone downhill, in terms of quality. Maybe I should start streaming in 4K. Who knows? I'm not entirely sure what if I should. I mean, my rig um, can actually push push through 4K, but whether or not I want to, because well, at least not until I won't be making the leap at least until I get a new CPU, because don't think I don't think my current CPU could handle it. I Because my GPU can, and I know that I have enough RAM. I have enough RAM. I have enough bandwidth bandwidth on my internet connection. It's 1 gigabyte in and out, up and down. It's both ways. It's 1 gigabyte. From the modem, out from the modem. It's 1 gig in and out from the modem, to and from the modem. So and an RTX 3080 Ti can easily handle what I you know can handle streaming in 4K, but just the fact that I need a new CPU before I can even attempt to before I can even dream dream of getting um before I can even start dreaming of streaming in 4K. But that is I have a CPU insight. I know what I want, and I need I know what I want, and I know what I need. So, and I need some more. Um, I need some extra for um gaming too, because my I've noticed that with the most modern most modern streaming, the most modern AAA titles, my CPU can't quite keep up. So it's an older CPU. It's a Ryzen chip, but yeah, still I need something a lot beefier if I am to go fully 4K. Peter is saying show off. I watch in 480p because internet is crap here. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how much we pay, but it's not all that expensive. It's like 20 euros, 30 euros a month. So, but yeah, I I've come to notice that even for streaming, um, 16 16 gigs may not be um, 16 gigs of RAM may not be enough because you know reasons because it's quite heavy, and I can tell you that I'm currently using 17.2 gigs of RAM. So with yeah, so I need at least I have 32 gigs of DDR4 at 3600. Pete says I pay through the nose for crap internet. Yeah, in many other countries, it's the internet is far more expensive. That's how it goes sometimes. Okay, let's let's see. Yeah, let's make a poll. Yeah, let's have the There we go. There we have poll. Okay. Give me your answer. We have, I think, 3 people watching. 4 people. Something like that. Okay. We have we have 3 votes saying 60%. Hell yeah. And 3%, 33% saying yes. All right. I take that as a yes then. Ending poll now. Okay. Let's start a Q&A. Ask me things you always wish you knew. Ask me questions you've always wanted to ask but never dared. And I ask whatever and I'll answer whatever. Okay, let's go with comments. The comments here that I have, many have to do with the warning concert or the warning videos. A lot of them they have a lot of them are in Spanish. I try to respond to every comment, but it 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 just feel doesn't feel right going to trying to get it through the comment through Google Translate, and then uh, putting my reply through, and then answering with the help of Google Translate. It just doesn't feel right. I mean, if you're gonna comment on a video, uh, with a text, if you're gonna watch a video in English where where this person clearly speaks English all the way through and shows no sign of speaking Spanish, then why bother commenting in Spanish? I mean, okay, I could go to the lengths of replying in through through um through Google Translate, but would it be worth it? I don't know. Would it be really worth it? I don't know. But that's your choice. It, that's your choice. If you like, all right. Okay, what do we have next? Okay, let's have a look at the analytics, because my viewer count has gone up quite significantly. In the past 3 months, it's gone up by 13 subscribers, and okay, let's go for the last month. So the out of the five most viewed videos, four are um, the warning videos. Well, no surprise there. Um, and the most, yeah, I'm doing something right. Yeah, I guess it's well, it yeah, I mean, sure. It's I have 222 subscribers as of right now. Um, and if you have friends who may like my content, just get in my way. Get in my way. Uh, lure lure them my way. Yeah, I started with zero. I mean, I I had this account that I'm now using as to post as Hades Corner, but there is I had 5 subscribers before I even started making the channel, making videos, because sometimes commenter people you're familiar with follow your channel even though you have no content there. But hey, that's how it goes. But when I started three and a half years ago, I had five. Yeah, that's I've gone. I've come a long way from that, fortunately, and my content is better, better than it was back then when I started. It's a bit cringy watching my first few videos, but in a way that because I had no idea what I was doing, honestly. So anyway, it's midnight here, almost 11:58 p.m., and I have to be my cousin had a baby a few months ago, so I had to go to well have to go to the naming ceremony tomorrow. It's at noon, and I'm really really tired. So I think it's um, it's about the time I go. All right, but um, I will. I have already done some work on, some preliminary work on the uh, topic of the new video, the new true crime video. But uh, I will start working more and more on the video. Exactly, Peter. Oh, mm, precisely. But now I think it's my time to go for tonight, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.